Okay.
Bloody thing. I'm still looting the sheet. Sorry.
Okay. Last time, you guys had took another step towards saving the world, though it seems that every step you take, you're also dooming it. With the defeat of the Lust Weapon, who was a mighty magister, both the... Actually, everyone pretty much found that out with some of the spells she was throwing out with Death and AoEs. She relinquished onto you a mountain of gil to spend at your own whim as you return to Nefel. Just like the previous weapons you'd killed, the defeat of this one gave the world more of its emotion back, as more and more people came out of their emotional daze. However, the disastrous side effects of doing so increased the rate at which the black glass has been falling from the sky, with the silhouettes slowly disappearing one after another. There are only three remaining, with Axel having destroyed one in his plane at the same time you had defeated Lust. And we're now in the stage of waiting for the next one to appear, though you do have means to identify when they do appear, using the items that Ringdes had used before, mostly the map and orb. Though they do have people on that currently just to keep a watchful eye on it. As the last time you'd used it to find Lust, she attacked the capital with just enough time for you to set up your own buffs and whatnot, teleporting away to bring her with you. As Axel is in a different plane, it is almost impossible for anyone in the party to contact him. There probably is some form of magic, but no one is a high level out that would be an NPC to use it. Though, with the defeat of a weapon on the other side, you could have hope that he is doing well. You may have forgotten, you may have remembered, that it was either Axel or somebody else had spoken that the weapons in their own plane would be a weaker version of when they would appear on yours, as it seems they are kind of materializing over there or absorbing their power to be released. Along with that, you know that, well, you have a very good guess that the weapons can only appear on this plane one after another. Whoever is controlling them, be it a singular or a multiple entity, can only unleash one at a time. It could also be that they have to finish their control methods before unleashing them on the world. And returning to Nefel, the increased rate at which the Black Glass was falling, as well as your earlier warnings to the council, alerting them that unless someone has protection or mage armor should be indoors, the streets were pretty much clear except for Magi going about casting spells to ward off the homes against frost. As with the defeat of the Lust Weapon, a new effect that was attacking the world is that it has which gone into a sub-zero climate with temperatures beneath 0 Celsius. Even though you're in December, it has rapidly gotten colder to the fact where people have to take these precautions. Though, as the holders of the Spec of Divinity, you don't worry too much about said temperature until it starts to freeze you. You notice that the mage armor was doing a good enough job to protect the spellcasters against the black glass, and it was just kind of coating them in a aura of the black area. And those who didn't have access to said mage armor were using umbrellas to stand at guard. However, with the wind returning to the world, or the wind coming out from the shadow plane, it's revealed that the black glass was kind of moving more horizontally. If you've ever been in a rainstorm with heavy winds, you can normally see it when it goes like diagonally. And with such, the people using umbrellas, whilst the umbrellas protect them from most stuff, it can still get down to their legs and arms if they're going outside of the umbrellas, and so you told everyone to go inside. And it still seems like no one else can see this black glass except for your 4 characters. And you did know that Axel could see it before, so it seems like, as well as not being affected, divine beings can also see it. And you warned the council yet again that people should stay indoors unless they have mage armor, as whoever is fully coated in said black glass would no longer exist in this plane and most likely be replaced into the shadow plane, where they would not be able to survive. Mid off, just as you were spending the new money you were given from the defeat of the Lust Weapon, and I'm pretty sure everyone had finished all of their selling and purchases, as there isn't exactly enough time to have new things crafted or upgraded. There was quite a few Mega Phoenixes and such being bought, and I just want to double check. Are any of these items located within your group loot? Because we had this issue in my Wednesday game where stuff was in the group loot and no one was holding it. So, is there anything in the group loot that should be on someone's person?
Oh, I haven't had a look for a while, to be fair.
I've marked everything that I'm carrying separately.
As far as I'm
I have
aware,
it on
the
hand.
group loot is up to date.
Who is carrying this group loot? Is it just in a bag of holding that Oster's holding?
Either Oster or Leonard, doesn't matter. We can both hold pretty similar.
Yeah. I think we established that Osa's carrying it.
Yeah, I think Oster is carrying it. Because I think she has multiple bags of holding.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
Well, there you
Guess
go
so.
then. She's just got one
like
designated for
3
group loot.
bags of holding.
Okay, it's just that there are some potions in there. I
Yeah,
didn't know
if
those
you
wanted to be
see
spread
anything
out
on
or
the
not.
if you see anything on the group loot that you want on your person, write it on your character sheet, because otherwise it's gonna be tricky to get, because Osa's gonna be raging and freezing in battlefield, so good luck
Mhm.
with that.
Talk about a pack rat.
The only thing I'd think of
Yeah?
is there is like a mega chocolate in there and such. Does anyone want that specifically?
I don't even remember what that does.
Restores all
Yeah.
ability damage in 1 negative level.
Yeah, which is
It
pretty
is
cool.
essentially a Restoraga, I'm pretty sure.
There's also 2 golden apples, and considering none of us use stamina points, we should probably just sell those.
I think we were going to, but then stuff happened and we forgot.
That is definitely something that could have happened.
Alright.
A Mega Chocolate is a Restore, that's why, because that negative level it heals, you just have the timer of 1 week, which I think most people are still underneath.
To be fair, a lot of this is stuff that we can use out of combat, so it's just probably worth keeping an eye out for at the moment.
In the case of selling stuff, everyone pretty much has belts and headbands for everything, so you could probably just sell those for strength tonics, because no one's going to benefit from them.
I have no belt, but obviously that's not going to really help me. Strength.
Wait, no, that's wrong.
What's that for?
They're the golden apples, which I'm just working out the sell price for, because it's divided by 2. And then I need to... What am I doing? They just sell for 2,250.
Yeah, because you have 2 of them. So
Yeah.
You would just sell it for the full price of 1, which is
Yep.
2,250, and then divide by 4, which is what you have. No, you have times divided by 2 there. So
Yeah,
there you
ignore
go.
that.
Yes, 562 is correct.
And yeah, you're right. The strength tonics and stuff don't need to be kept.
So that would be 1,200 divided by 4, I think, because I think strength tonic is 300.
Yep.
Yes, indeed, 300. So, well, no, it'd be 600 divided by 4. Sorry. I was thinking of full price, but no. Yeah, so 150 each from those.
There you go. 712 each.
That's combining the apples and tonics.
Yep. And I'm just going to remove them.
Alrighty.
And did someone say they're taking the mega chocolate?
I considered it, but we could just leave it on Osa for now, because we can use
Alrighty.
it if we need to.
And if anyone wants those damaged items to throw them or something, then go for it.
And if that is everything to be done with the group loot items, do you guys wish to do anything before you rest? You'll be having another cottage to use, so it'll be a ×4 recovery.
Don't think so. Unless there's any spells which last longer than a day that you want to cast, so you don't waste your MP.
I mean, mage armor would be 20 hours or 22, whatever his Condor has a bonus to cast level.
Yeah, 24 hours to be fair at this point.
So you might as well put that on yourself before you getting all your MP back.
Yeah, I'll cast some spells. Bear with me. Do you guys want to crack on? Because it's going to take me a second to just go through my hours per levels.
Well, I've got
So
that
does
bit,
anyone,
so-
does anyone aside from Miss Condor want to do anything before sleeping?
I'll probably just send them sending to the family if they're still alive, which I'm hoping is the case. Just make sure they're alright.
Are you just sending it to your family?
I can send it to other people, or I will get more than enough MP back if other people want to send sendings off, or use your shells.
I'm pretty sure we had, well, Osa asked you to send one to her family. I think that was after the last weapon.
Yeah,
Sure
that
we
was
got a reply for that.
that was right at the end of last session.
Mm.
Let's just
Yeah,
make
she's
sure
had a
that
reply
she
from hers.
they stay indoors and all that.
That's fine.
Yeah, if this Condor sends one to his family members, they'll all reply saying that they're fine, as well as there's more inklings towards them not being unlucky anymore. No more stubbed toes, no more hitting their knee on a door frame.
Alright.
Alright, and if that is it, hopefully my calendar works. That it does. I'm going to need everyone to give me a will save, please.
Are we still under any of the effects of the buffs, or are they gone by now?
This would be during your sleep, so everything should be off unless it's hours per level.
Yeah, there's no... As far as I'm aware, there's no stat boosts that go that long, so I'll just tick it all off before I roll it. One sec.
The only thing you could really do for those would be the prolonged spell magic, but that affects very few things.
Yeah, it's like... It's weird. I haven't got it yet. Joseph, how high is your will save? Not me.
19 apparently.
Mine's 19. I suppose it is unbuffed though, I don't know what else you got going on.
Yeah, unbuffed. Mine is currently at 19.
Okay, so let's give Osa some insanity. So, during your rest within the cottages, most people get a sound rest, which is a far cry from the nightmares you've had up until this point. And I think this may be one of the first Osas it's experiencing aside from the Golden Line dream or foreshadowing she had before.
I had most of the nightmares we can have, because me and Oza and Joseph had a shared nightmare. Then Oza saw the golden lines, and now she's having another.
Okay, we'll say there's like a third or fourth then. As Osa is sleeping, you are sadly pulled into yet another dream within the void. Though it could also be a good thing, depending on your viewpoint, as you do get to have a look behind the curtain. Though they always tell you not to look behind the curtain. Similarly to the previous dreams, you are stepping atop a kind of like watery plain, almost as if it was a thick sludge of oil, though you don't fall beneath it. Whenever you take a step, a puddle like ripple effect appears below. Instead of visages of demons, devils, and outsiders in the skies, you instead see small pinpricks of white lights in the distance, almost as if you were standing amidst the void of space. Looking around, you can't see anything but the black voids and the white pinpricks of stars in the distance, until you eventually turn around and see a large planet that would be similar to what other people have described to you. The large planet has massive tendrils and tentacles coming off from it, writhing around. You're not sure if it's in agony or trying to search for something, but they are definitely active. Aside from the first time this was seen, the world has much more coloured in towards the centre mass. They're mostly of brown and red colours, possibly representing the core of the planet where it is all magma, energy and rock. To that effect, you look upon the planet as it is slowly being filled in, possibly replacing itself with yours. And as you look upon the shadowy planet, the planet seems to shake, quake, and move, almost as if identifying your sight upon it. The planet then moves apart as if its eyelids are moving, and you can see an eye staring back at you. Solemn and intimidating, the eyes expand outwards, almost as if the plane is trying to grab out at you. The tentacles stop their writhing and wiggling as the planet identifies Osa looking upon it. They dart their wiggling masses towards you as if to catch you within its grasp. However, your body shines over with a thin layer of gold light, and the tendrils are unable to grasp you. You then start to hear a whistling, low-pitched noise around you, and in the background, a low, cackling laughter. The light around you shines a bit more brighter as speckles of white dust appear, and you're pulled out of the dream.
Well, with everyone else still asleep, she'll probably just take a short walk outside to get a bit of fresh air after that experience.
The sea streets are still devoid of any activity, though you certainly see plenty of lights in the windows as people stick to the indoors.
Yeah, that works well enough for her.
Did I notice this?
Probably. We pretty much established that Osa's not the sneakiest and you see everything, so
Yeah, you
Probably like-
notice her waking up and moving.
Osa.
you can go back to sleep. I'm just gonna take a quick walk outside.
Everything's okay?
I'll talk about it in the morning. Just get some rest.
Okay.
Is Osa going to do anything, or are we going to speed up till morning?
I guess bait up.
Alrighty. Passing into the next day, the cottage will slowly start to dissipate as you guys can ready yourselves for the action of the morrow.
Morning.
Morning. You sleep okay? Other than,
As well as I can sleep. Knowing that the world could end at any moment, and most of it is dependent on us and Axel and all that stress, How are you? What was going on?
had another dream. Just made me a bit uneasy.
Another one? Well, let's
Yeah.
go find the others and we can talk about it.
Yeah. They should be waking up right about now as well.
Yeah. Just for the heck of it, I'm gonna go and try to surprise Leo and Iskandar and pound on their doors. Wake them up that way.
Well, they'll certainly hear the pounding of their magically wooden doors.
What? Huh? Who's there?
It's Joseph. Get up.
Leo sort of stand up, swing open the door like, what? What? Danger? Where?
No danger. Just get up.
You'll then hold his head. Why were you banging on the door?
To get you up, of course.
Leo will just proceed to slap Joseph on the head.
I'm
Not
gonna
so
try to duck.
early. Are you gonna roll for that duck?
You gotta roll
What?
for the attack.
Yeah, you'd have to roll against his AC.
Yeah, it's not gonna be hard. Hang on.
A basic melee attack with no bonuses.
I'm pretty sure he hits you.
Yeah, he does.
I'll turn around and ask Riskandor. Well, the riffraff are here. Ah, morning, Elsa.
Morning.
What time is it? Isn't it dark? Don't you need? I need my beauty sleep. You seen these wrinkles?
It's
That's
always
alright.
dark. The sun's been blotted out.
Just put some more cybernetics in. Stretch it out.
Ugh. What seems to be the issue?
Well, I don't know. They were banging on the door. And I said, is there any danger? And he said no. So, why the early wake up?
More dreams. Discussion
Oh.
time.
Iskandar, this is your job.
Since when did I become a dream Right, okay.
Leo's gotta go and sit down on a chair.
And he'll kind of pull himself together a little bit. What seems to be the issue? Who had the dream?
It was me again.
We're going to have to look at getting you something for these. And what did you see exactly?
I think it was the planet you've been talking about that's behind the black glass stuff.
Go on.
It was all dark, and then there was the planet with the tentacles moving around it, and the planet was getting more and more color to it. But then something shifted, and as if it recognized that I was looking at it, and it opened this huge eye that was staring at me, and it started kind of coming towards me, and the tentacles tried to grab me, but this bright light kind of, I guess, protected me or something. It couldn't quite get me. I heard a low pitch hum and cackling laughter, and then I just woke up.
I'm gonna tap my glasses a few times and do some detection on Osa, see if she's got any lingering effects.
It just shifts awkwardly as she's being stared at.
As you use the glasses just to give yourself detect magic, you can see that there is sort of a haze around her head, but it is slowly dissipating.
All right. Don't be alarmed, Ursa, but I'm going to have a quick look at you. It looks like whatever you saw followed you back slightly, but it's dissipating. And I'll cast True Seeing just to see if there's any kind of anything extra we can gain from this.
There is certainly something extra. As you use True Seeing, do you want to throw up Detect Magic again? Because,
Yes.
oh no, using the glasses, they do need to concentrate on that one. Using True Seeing along with Detect Magic, you can see that the haze is very similar to the one you saw going around the head of the Lust weapon when you had True Seeing then. However, at the time you did not have Detect Magic, so you couldn't identify it. This seems to be a very similar effect, but it's not the same effect. As if it's being cast by the same person and using the same kind of school.
I see. It looks like you were very lucky, Osa. Whatever's trying to get into your head is trying to turn you into, well, maybe not necessarily a weapon, but it's the same haze that Lust had. But you say you managed to fight it off, or some kind of aura came around you?
Like there was just this light around me that kind of stopped it in the dream, at least. Maybe it's because of Minerva.
Maybe. I'm going to have to keep an eye on this. If you keep having these dreams, then I just don't know how it'll affect you. I'm hoping it's not a case of it's drip feeding into your consciousness, but I think you're stronger than that.
I'm not exactly asking for them, I just went to sleep.
I know you're not. It's not an accusation, it's more just a concern, that's all.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, make sure you eat an apple a day. It should keep the doctor away. There's not much you can do about it now. It looks like it's dissipating, thankfully.
Good, I guess.
Well, we're up now anyway. Looks like we're going to have to go and deal with Wrath shortly.
Speaking of dealing with Wrath shortly, each of you will get a sending sent to your heads, seemingly from different people, though they all have the same aim. I won't type it out because it's just better to say. Essentially, they are telling you that the Wrath weapon has appeared and for you all to go to the library.
Well, speak of the devil.
Indeed.
Looks like we better head over there.
Yep.
Where's the Liberty?
Well,
You've been there before.
I don't think my person understood what they were supposed to be saying.
the library?
Oh, that makes way more sense.
So you'll head over to the library. It is the same one that Iskandar used in the beginning when he was doing his research on the previous catalysts and the future weapons. Brigdas and a few other assistants are already here, and it seems like they've been not exactly staying up all night, but going in shifts to keep an eye over the instruments. And just like before, whenever you kill the weapons, the map has returned a lot of its color, and you can now see that there is a new swath of color towards the west, still within the Garden Continent, and probably within a throwing distance, depending on how large the creature is, towards the capital. Rigdas and the assistants will explain to you that the weapon appeared just a few moments ago, and it's currently not shown any signs of movement.
Looks like it's waiting for us.
Do we have anybody who can scry on it and show us what's going on with it?
No. The pretty sure scrying also has spell resistance. I don't even think you'll be able to get past that. I'll double check for you. But scrying gives a save, and yes, it also has spell resistance. So no one here really has the ability to scry on it.
I can't
Okay.
use the orb and use my own SR against it.
Do you have scrying?
No, I don't have the spells Scrying and Augury, in all honesty, no.
So no, you would not be able to use scrying. You would be able to, because this would act like a middle party or whatever. But since you don't have the spell, you wouldn't be able to do it now. And if you were to use any sort of scrolls, they use their basic stuff unless you're a scroll master archetype or have the certain feats for it. So it's not going to be something you can do.
Alright, fair enough. Yeah, we'll just have to head over there when we're, well, not when we're ready, sooner rather than later. It's strange that it's not moving, though.
Well, let's get a bunch of casters together and get us some buffs.
In the case of having other people buff you, their durations won't be enough for many things. They can, of course, give you Death Ward, like you were given against the Greed Weapon. But aside from that, since they'll have lower cast levels, their bonuses are not going to be anywhere near what Iskandar can give you.
That's true.
So a lot of stuff is based on cast level for like how much assistance is given, how much of a bonus is given.
I'm just amending the buffs list. Give me 2 seconds.
Alright. Aside from Iskandor's buffs, is there anything anyone else wants to do in preparation for going over there? You will have Ringdas to teleport you, so you don't have to spend money on that. MP on that.
Does anybody around us have the ability to give us re-raise for a period of time?
Me. If you want that, I can amend one of the extended buffs.
No, I'm trying not to have you
No.
on this.
Re-raise would be too much of a high level for these people to cast, and if they use an item, it's rounds, so by the time you get into the fight, most likely it's not going to go too much into the fight.
It. Okay.
To be honest, re-raise would be good because it means that I don't have to worry about. Well, no. If you get like absolutely obliterated, I still have to do a special resurrection, but it would help. So I will amend that to my extended buffs. Again, give me 2 seconds. Just to save some time, do you want me to just put the spell list in and then I'll take the MP out while you're sorting out everything else?
Yeah.
Alright.
shall assume everyone is getting big.
Yes, everyone is getting big. I can't remember what I swapped re-raise for, but this is the current list. That Mithras Graves is on Osa, isn't it? Because you haven't got thingy.
No, I don't need it anymore. I have the belt now.
I will take that out then. AP is arcane points, so I can convert MP into AP to use them. So I'll basically, as soon as I run out, I'll start using mana for it.
Uh-huh.
5. So you'll all have the invisibility because you've got status on you at the moment.
Throwing on tongues, I see.
Always one tongues. Right, I'm going to tip tap for a bit. 1 minute.
Tippity tap.
Bark skin is natural armor.
Natural armor.
But
It's
how
a
much is it?
enhancement. Should be +5 at this point. So it wouldn't stack with a amulet of natural armor if you had any.
But it does stack with legendary proportions.
Yes.
And legendary proportions is 6, right? So it's a total of 11. Yes, no, maybe.
Iskandar is calculating. Please wait.
Sorry, are you after the increase for legendary proportions?
Yeah, so I was saying the legendary proportions was like +6 to your natural armor, correct?
It
So it would
is
be a total of
a-
11.
+6 size bonus, yes.
Okay.
Oh, we don't need stone skin because legendary proportions gives you it, so I will pull that out.
Yeah, you might not if you get dispelled, you never know.
Ah, fuck it, I'll keep it in there. I've already done it now. I'm definitely going to drink this ether before we go. Christ. So 7. Oh shit, actually, I just realised I can't extend re-raise because it's an individual cast. Fuck it, I'm drinking the turbo ether. Right. Minus.
How much is the elemental resistance?
30. Yeah, so you all have re-raise now. All here. Which is 20 rounds. So that is the last spell I'll be able to cast. I'll keep the other extended spell for now.
And when you say re-raise, do you mean auto-raise or is it a different spell?
No, it is auto-raise, sorry, with the re-raise status, to be specific.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Protectora, that was it. I'll extend Protectora, so you get that deflection as well.
And that would be 5 deflection, right?
8.
8. Oh, jeez.
Obviously that doesn't stack with any rings and whatnot, but there we are. Protectorate 4, whatever it is. The big
Yeah, I was about to say, if it was base Protector, it wouldn't be 8, but...
No.
Yeah, Protector 4 is Astrologian and White Mage 9, which is +8, yes.
Boy, oh boy. Now we just need some dodge bonuses in there.
Leave me alone.
For that, you'd be wanting a Blue Mage.
too much.
Right.
He's
Drink-
busy eating.
Drink the turbo eat. I
course.
feel like it's going to be fucking hard work. So let's go.
Yeah, that all done. Alrighty.
Oh dear, my buffs are really big now.
There's a lot of stuff when you got a mage with you.
Just make sure with Grand Destiny that if you are using it, you might be better off just saying it at the time because it's almost like it's per roll, so it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, then it's gone. So it's up to you if you want to save it or not. Shit, I forgot Shell. Right, you're on your own. Never mind.
What does keen sense do?
Just +2 perception and gives you low light, but no one cares about low light. It's just
Is that an enhancement bonus or what?
it is a. Let me check the spell. In my
'Cause I've
list
got a
of notes.
lot of bonuses to my perception. It might not stack.
Alright, just rolling something, ignore it, because I'm just testing something.
It's competent, so if it doesn't stack for you, don't.
Oh yeah, that's actually actually is going to stack.
Fuck!
All you had Eyes
Oh
of the
no,
Eagle,
it's not
I
crit.
think.
It's alright.
I have Eyes of the Eagle, so it won't stack for me.
Yeah.
Oh, is that competence? Okay, so then yeah, never mind. It
Yeah.
won't stack. So you can save a couple MP there.
It's arcane points at the end of the day, that's fine.
Okay.
Alright, Turbo Ether is gone. Once again, drank a massive chug of stuff. And we should be good to go. Something tells me this is going to be a slugfest anyway, so good luck.
Nah. Alrighty, everyone prepped and good to go.
As close as we'll get.
Making sure all of my buffs are gonna be on there.
Just recalculate your sheet. Honestly, it's going to save you a bit of time.
Well, no. I'm going through and making sure all of these are on my sheet in some way or another. Because some of them I can't do. I don't have buff tickers for, so I have to put them on manually. Dissipation. What does that do again?
It's a one-shot thing where it reduces ability, damage, drain, etc., etc. I can put the spell in if you want to read
Okay,
it.
no, it's fine. I just as long as
Yeah,
we
it
have it
can-
up on the
You can
sheet.
stop up to 4 and then it's done.
But as we learned from last time, that can be quite helpful. So,
Yes.
Okay, I think I'm good.
alright.
With all of the buffs active and Iskandora drinking some drugs like an addict, Rigendes will group up with your party and teleport your way. Teleporting to the site where the Wrath weapon is located, the party will see the 60-foot tall demonic-looking being sitting atop a large boulder. The area looks to be another ruined civilization. Mossy stone pathways can be seen dotted around alongside destroyed stone walls and archways. Without any real sense of emergency, and certainly with a lack of wrath, the weapon just looks up at the party, his hands busy chiseling at a large rock. Opening his maw to reveal several more fangs alongside his 2 large ones, he begins to speak in common.
Motherfucker, that tongue's just for nothing. Okay.
Well, guests, I apologize for the state of the place. No time to clean, you understand. Having been called to this land in such passion doesn't exactly lend to time to prepare.
You guys
what
go
would-
for it.
What would you be preparing for?
Leading clean the place up. There's a bit too much moss on the stone, and the walls have been crushed down from whatever civilization used to live here.
Why were you called here anyway?
It is unknown. Unlike my brethren weapons, I have an immunity to effects that alter the mind. Any master or pack of such will find it difficult to carry me off the proper path set by Minerva. I have no quarrel with any of you, or the denizens of this plane. If anything, my place is uncertain. Your world has been devoid of proper wrath for many years. I find it peaceful like this.
Does that mean that we could convince you to just go back?
That is not a part of the, let's say, programming that Minerva put in place. We are to be summoned to enact our duties, after which Minerva would clean up the rest.
But it wasn't Minerva who summoned you this time.
Correct, but it does not change that I cannot go back of my own free will.
But you have some will, don't you? You haven't just run off on a rampage, you understand your programming. If your mind can't be affected, surely you could turn your wrath to a different purpose. One that doesn't involve destroying what the world that currently is.
As you can see, the only wrath I am enacting is chiseling this rock, passing the time until whoever summoned me is relinquished, or somebody else decides that my existence should not proceed. You can notice he's just chiseling at a rock. He's not really turning it into anything. He probably looks like a spike. He's not really good at chiseling. He's just doing it to pass the time.
The issue we have is that you're causing, and it's kind of waving his hands around at the wind and the black glass, an adverse effect on your creator's world. Wait, hold on. You're saying he's not under the effect of it, sorry?
He said he has an immunity to mind-affecting effects, so he's not being controlled by whoever's doing it.
Right, step one, sense motive.
Sure.
I think I should get in on that as well.
Yep, you can roll sense motive whenever you want to. I'm never gonna really tell you otherwise, unless something's like plainly story related.
Yeah, I'm going to use my Grand Destiny on that. That is supposed to be there. It's already in there, so that's part of the roll.
Okay. What's Grand Destiny? Is it +4?
+4. That's already in there though, so that's not different.
Okay. Neither of you can really get a read on the guy. He's very otherworldly, so it could just be that his accent or his just way of being is far too different for you to properly gauge his intentions.
Alright.
His weapon is sheathed, and he does have just like a pocket knife carving stone, so he seems non-hostile.
Alright.
Iskandar, your true seeing will still be active, yeah?
Yeah.
You can see that there is the same haze around his head, but without detect magic, you can't identify it.
You say you are not affected, but I can see the haze about you. Are you sure?
Sure as ever can be. They may attempt to do so, but they'll find it very difficult. Feel free to scan me if you feel my words are at fault.
And I can take your word, you won't simply try to turn me into paste.
You have free beings beside you that would stop that. But I'm not exactly armed and ready.
well, we have had to deal with your kind before. I know you're more dangerous than you, well, even than you look, and you look dangerous. I'll ask the other three. Do you mind?
Yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna have to ask him to like bend down because isn't he like absolutely fucking huge?
He's 60 foot, but I'll say like it's a 60 or whatever. So you could do it from here if you don't want to get too close.
No, I'll go to here. That's fine.
Okay.
And yeah, I will detect magic. It's a minute, isn't it? I need.
It is 3 rounds. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is that okay? That's fine. That won't affect
Yeah.
the then.
You got to spend like 3 rounds studying the aura to identify it fully.
I don't know where I got that from. Yeah. You're right.
1 minute's probably identifying items.
Fair enough. But yeah, I'll give it a whiz.
Alrighty. You spend a few seconds staring at Raph and identifying him. He doesn't seem to stop you at any point. And then you can eventually identify the mist around his head. And it definitely seems to be several forms of mind control magic. However, you can plainly see that it's trying to affect him, but it isn't.
It seems you're not lying to us about that. My apologies.
So, do you know who is it that's trying to control you?
I know not who controlled the other weapons, though I did feel the waves of energy that tried to take control of my mind. If it is a single entity or a group, it is hard to say, though it would be surprising if it were a single party. Whoever they are, the process in which they took control of the others would have killed the masters, or left them very weak.
I must ask then, this place you came from, do you recognize it? The world of great black tentacles and shadowy abysses? Or is that not what you recognize as home? Your armory, as it were.
That is the realm that its weapons reside within. Our powers are fueled by the emotions of others, reacting when a particular emotion is reaching a melting point to try and normalize the world's energies. It cannot support any life that's born of emotional energy.
But something else is there. Those waving limbs and the eye that my colleague here, I'll kind of pat Osa's shoulder, saw. So either you're simply unknowing of this, or you're being deceived.
As I say, it is a shadow plane. It absorbs your world's emotions, and as such it was devoid of any until they start to leak. A world of darkness and tentacles is not too far from what it actually is. It is most likely your perception that is limiting to you, that you see it as such.
How do we stop it from leaking, like it is now?
Those shards are part of our realm, bleeding into this one. Our forced entry has created a side effect that, if we are slain, the gate between our worlds are severed. If a creature is fully coated, they will be transported into our world and die. The glass itself is more than likely building up within the core of your world and expanding outwards. Eventually, it will cover your planet and consume it. I can easily tell that you would like to know how to reverse said effects. In truth, I have no information to that end, only speculation. With all weapons defeated, Minerva could cure the world if given the time, though the energies would be contained if she is to do so.
It seems like the more we defeat your weapons, the worse our situation gets, though. I understand what you're saying, and we have seen the proof of it, but as you can see, the sun doesn't even shine anymore. So how are we supposed to believe this? It seems like the right thing to do is to go to this shadow plane and deal with you there, but here you are.
I've noticed that my other kin in that plane are being destroyed from the other side. So either way, it will lead to just my existence persisting. And if it is just a single one, the effects will be quite quick. I have no plans to fight anyone. The peace within the lack of wrath is comforting. Though my death will allow your world to survive, I myself do not wish to die. If we are to fight, we will do it earnestly, and I hope there will be no held anger for the victor.
A strange turn of phrase for your profession, but strangely welcome. We don't really have a choice. We're heroes of light now. This world is ours to protect, and while you don't mean to, you are causing a threat to it.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to do our duty given to us by Minerva, as per our contracts.
Strange, isn't it, Joseph? All of you, really. We're not even fighting an enemy, we're fighting the same things that Minerva made. It's a shame, really.
Mine and my last kin's life, so that keeps the process at its current pace. While we live, it cannot be cured. As you converse with the weapon and start to kind of move towards just a inevitable fight, the world starts to have another sharp wind blow across it. A large and loud shattering of glass can be heard up above as another silhouette in the sky becomes shattered, with only two remaining. Though really it's just one, and then a hidden one, which would be Wrath on this plane. Since that one would represent Wrath, there is one more in the Shadow Plane. With the defeat of said weapon, the air becomes fiercer and colder. The grass beneath your feet freezing instantly, as if caught within the ice caps. More cracks form in the earth as chasms explode apart once more. Distant tornadoes of both wind and water can be seen towards the coast, creating torrents of destruction that would cut off any form of travel between the continents outside of teleportation. Peering into the nearby chasms, you'll also be able to see that the deeper sections of the world have been coated in the black glass. A black void being seen within them, and small tendrils of black starting to rife outside of the shadow plane. Seeing this, Wrath will speak. It would seem your ally in my plane has defeated yet another of my kin. Your plane's destruction has been sped up once again. Any hope you have is to continue killing my kin, and I, so that any obstruction is removed, and Minerva may stitch the wounds. All that remains is my demise or yours.
On to pride then, I suppose.
Standing up, the weapon will just drop the carving to the floor as he retrieves his massive katana from its sheath. I cannot allow you to group up with your ally. Now is the only chance I have at survival. May the best creation win.
Escador, run away!
It's fine. I've got a plan for this. I'm also on fire, thankfully, so I'm not cold.
And roll initiative.
Shit, I should have used thingy there. Oh, well.
On the bright side, at least Osa gets in the fight first.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, well, maybe.
probably not first, but
Actually does. She goes first. Get in there!
And if you fellows wish to identify the weapon and its traits, it is. I'll double check because they do have different ones. It is knowledge planes for this one.
Haha! Wait,
Nice.
yes. Yes, I want that.
do we have flycast on us?
No, it doesn't look like we do.
I may have forgotten.
Rip.
What do you mean, rip?
This is the most martial scene of them all. Do you think he's not gonna keep tripping us?
I can cast that if I need to.
Alrighty, you can learn 6 traits.
6?
6?
Oh boy.
Unless you want to take the lower of your 2 rolls.
Nope. Yeah, that's fair.
Alrighty, give me a second as I pull those over. Just double check you are fine with all of those.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
I think
Oh,
so.
you're actually getting his weakness this time.
If he has one.
I don't think you even asked for the weaknesses of the previous ones.
Yeah, because you
He
always said
only-
they have no weakness.
Or we got like one trait or something.
Yeah, possibly. Immunities. And then 3 special abilities. Me a moment to copy these and remove information you wouldn't know. That is 1. This is 2. Yeah, you would know the DC on that one. That'd be fine. And then the last ability. This is probably gonna annoy Iskandar. They might not have it. Okay, so its weakest save is will, though it's immune to mind affecting, so that doesn't really help you too much. It has a weakness to antagonize as well as dimensional lock. Its immunities are holy, ability damage, ability drain, banished, charmed, dazed, death effects, exhausted, fascinated, fatigued, fear effects, frog, immobilized, mind affecting effects, mini, nauseated, paralyzed, petrified, sleep, stop, stunned, zombie. It has the Aura of Wrath, where if you are within 60 foot, you to make a will save or become shaken and sickened. There is Cut Through Sen, where it can identify any resources and pools you have, and as a standard action, attack said pool to reduce it by a quarter of its max. At the bottom, just give some examples. It can affect stamina, MP, shooter pools, as well as rage rounds, and other similar pools that have like per days. And it has the dimensional weakness is if it is ever subjected to the dimensional lock spell, you remove their fast healing and elemental resistances, and their DR and SR are reduced by 5.
Motherfucker. Right, I need to get that.
Yes, get that after the second to last weapon.
Leave me alone. I have 156 spells. I'm gonna miss them.
You need more. And first up is Osa.
Well, let's see whose anger burns brighter this fight, and she's going to rage. He's gonna move. What are his squares? Can you make a box
Shall-
around him?
Yes, I shall. Yep, that is correct.
Gonna move up.
And he shall attack as soon as you.
Sure.
And hopefully this roll is not indicative of what he's going to be doing, because he fumbled.
I'll take that. How much bigger is he than me?
Huge. Go to Colossal 3.
3. Alright. Let's hopefully do better than he did.
He would be Colossal plus 3, but again, this is Pathfinder, not D&D. You stab into the fellow and do a good chunk of damage, though you are doing less than normal.
Less than I'm doing more because buffs. So
Well,
plus minus
normal
something.
is kind of weird at this point, all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not doing my full potential.
Yeah,
Last fight, should we do no buffs?
sounds good to me. Alrighty, goes to the weapon. And I need everyone to tell me what their CMD is, please.
64.
56.
49.
You want to know that?
Alrighty.
Well, it's 35. You're gonna beat it. It's gonna happen.
The weapon will lean down into a sprinting pose, and he is covered in a aura of orange. Dashing forward, you can hear his body cutting through the winds as he moves through all of you and appears behind Iskandar as he begins a nothing personal kid against him.
Alright.
Iskandar, as this happens, you feel yourself muddled-minded as you are flat-footed.
Beautiful. Thankfully, that had like no impact on my AC, but there we are.
Thankfully indeed. Alrighty. And as he cuts into your back, you don't have anything for crits, do you?
I do. I'm immune to crits.
You're immune to crits? Alrighty.
This is what I'm currently immune to under.
Is it Fiery Body?
Yeah. So it's that.
Okay. As you are slashed in the back, you take 80 damage. This is not reduced by any DR.
Okay.
Aside from slash dash, but I don't think you have any.
I do not know. Not yet, anyway. Well, it's a good thing I'm immune to crits, otherwise that probably would have killed me.
And I just forgot, but I need everyone to make me will save because of the aura.
Need to do what?
Use
Will
mine.
save.
A will save, yes.
I'm going to use my destiny on this, so that'll be the second.
How many points of Grand Destiny do we get?
It's 4.
4
And what is it again?
So it is a
plus 4.
Also use my Grand Destiny on this.
Gotta say, I'm glad I used it. Because I
didn't
rolled a
need it.
2.
Okay, and I think it's the same two from last time. But Joseph and Leonard
Ah.
shaken and sickened. Shaken is just the fear condition under set conditions. And actually, he doesn't need to stop there. That's because of his area.
Couldn't
he
just
can
let
move
me
to
get
there.
one attack in before you debuff me.
I mean, this is just area. It just whenever you look at him.
Where the fuck are you moving to? Oi, get back! You liar! You were not there.
He'll go to Leonard.
Well, that's not fair. I can't 5 foot anymore. He was in my range. Alright, well, Leo will instead just move up then. Now that he's no longer in range.
The web harsh, that's opportunity you. You have nothing for crits, do you?
Sadly not. How many times does he crit? Fucking hell.
He has
Is
a
he me?
katana.
Yeah, so he's me.
Yeah. So you know how much he has crits.
Yeah.
So he will slash across the chests for 172. Only he bypasses everything except slash dash,
Yeah, well,
which is a gunbreaker I think you might have.
Nope, not a high enough level for it.
Okay.
It's level 16. I'm level 14.
So close.
Yep. Well, on the bright side, I can limit break.
It's bright
could be
side
worse.
indeed.
So, I'm a limit break. Oh, but I didn't account for me limit breaking, so this ruins everything now.
My plans! You've changed them!
Alright, well, you just have to plus 8 to the attack and damage of this roll.
Why would I want to?
So plus 8 to both of the attack and damage. I rolled a 2! Come on.
You will hit though.
Well, yeah, I'd hope I would. That's the second 2 I've rolled in a row. This better not be how my game goes.
We can only hope.
Oh well, 70 damage and 1 attack, that's not bad. Well, actually,
Thanks, but
86, if he didn't have DR. What is this arrow?
I don't know. But is this Condor's turn?
So I'm going to use my third use of Grand Destiny on a defensively cast quickened Ben Space Knight. Great to get the fuck out of here.
Well, it's quickened, you don't need to do it defensively. Unless it reduces it to a standard.
You know what? I've got to be honest. I've got 9 uses of it. I'm not risking it. So I have no idea what
Fair
this
enough.
thing has. I'm out.
I mean, if it's a swift action, it's free
It
anyway.
provoke normally, but I have no idea what this thing has, and it's not a fan of me. So,
Fair enough.
do you need a concentration at all?
No.
All right. Now I know that. That's fine. I will scoot my ass to here. So I was there, right? 85 feet.
Yeah.
And then I will.
As you do so, the Wrath weapon's body will start to whir as vertical lines go across him, as he follows your teleport with his own teleport.
I will defensively cast pen space and time again.
Teleport in the middle of all of us.
Take me away!
Back to basically where I was. So
Just teleport in the middle of us.
yeah, that's the plan.
I can't move his square. I have to make this larger a bit.
I will need to cast defensively for this because I can't double quicken, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um,
Ben space and time, you're just doing normal or greater?
Greater.
Okay, so that is 8, is it?
8. It'll be 8 for me. Because with Ben Space and Time normal, there's still a miss chance, isn't there? Even at this level, there's like a...
Yeah, normal, there's always a... Because, yes, normal always has a mischance, so you could just appear somewhere completely different.
Yep.
What
Greater.
What is the unchanged greater? because Met Magic doesn't change the spell level for concentration unless you're using Heighten. It is 7, so 14, 29 concentration.
Yep, it's 37.
Then go ahead, don't need to roll it.
Alright, does he not have anything that increases that?
Go ahead, don't roll it.
Okay. I will go to here. Take that
Alrighty.
out. Iskandar looks a bit scared, but he's alright. That's me done.
Sadly,
Leo will
the
sort of
focus
just
is
dart his head around and be like, "What?"
Joseph.
I don't have anything I can really do.
I would maybe suggest stay with Iskandar and prepare for him to come back.
Yeah,
Because he seems to have it out for Iskandar.
He wouldn't
the
do
one
that.
thing I can try. I can use Grand Destiny on skill checks, right?
Yes, it
Okay.
applies to. It should. Let me. You know what? Let me just get the wording for you because it's a bit of an obscure spell.
Okay.
Yep, I definitely typed Grand Destiny.
Well, I will use one of my uses for.
Oh, a competence bonus. It may not affect your skill then, depending on what items you
Yeah.
have.
That's what I mean. So just be aware that that's the case.
Let me double check what I've got in it.
Most things that give bonuses to skills will be competence if they are just basic wondrous items. There's a few that are morale or circumstance.
Yeah, never mind. It's not going to work on it, so I'm just going to do it anyways. And just hope for the best. Ready, go.
Are you tumbling?
No, but I think I clicked the wrong button.
Maybe. Look, it popped up.
There we go. That's probably not enough.
Ah, you're marking him already. That.
Attempting.
Yes, you are attempting to. I need to broke the fucking page.
I don't want to heal you.
Let us see.
Well, I got an 18 on the dice, so that might work.
Okay. You mark him.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. He has 4 hit die. His strength is 34, dex is 20, con is 34, int is 12, wisdom's 14, charisma's 12.
Okie dokie. Good to know.
He's only got 2 more strength more than me. It's fine.
Just think of what the BAB he has, though.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about that. I'm pretty sure there's no point in increasing AC at all because they'll just hit you regardless unless it's a fumble.
Well, he's
Unless
already
you had
fumbled
mischance. Why did you not give us mischance?
And that is a thing that I can full round. Yeah, that's full round action. That's all I got.
Alrighty.
Step.
You can 5 a step or a swift.
Oh yeah, I don't have any swifts that I can use right now because I'm at full health. So I will just
5 foot towards
get a
this
little
controller.
bit closer
Yeah.
to Iskandar.
Osa.
And we're gonna follow up with the big dude.
He is going to attack you.
Yeah, I imagine he would.
And he will slash you for 75. I think you do have a slash dash DR.
I have Berserker DR. So 70. Wait, no, hang on. I have 10 HP. Just keep forgetting about. Which means I don't even need to frenzy because that was 10 HP. Alrighty, I'm gonna hit him back. Or try to.
And you deal a solid return.
Also, just to see what this does.
It does nothing.
Not even healing.
Doesn't seem to do anything to him at all.
Alright, then I can just forget about it.
Alright. However, up so close to him, you do see he's healing on his turn. Alright. Okay. The weapon will cut into the air here. As a circle appears beneath the ground, several cuts just torrent around as they cut into all of you. And everyone needs to make a reflex save, please.
Well,
Let's just hope it's lightning damage, yeah?
And as the cuts in the air dig into all of you, Leonard is able to dodge it completely. However, everyone else will be hit. As Osa, Joseph, and Iskandor take 102 slashing damage, which is only overcome by DL/dash.
I am so glad I can dodge. Go, Leonard.
My 40 didn't make that? Jesus.
It did not.
I mean, he's a 40 hit die creature. I'm not surprised.
Actually, this is going to be a bit easier if I can do it on here. Okay. HT. Wrath. +1. Alrighty. And as those attacks all hit into you three, again, you're all muddled in the minds. However, instead of doing the flat-footed, you three cannot benefit from flanking.
Oh boy.
fuck me, I'm gonna fight now.
Yeah, I know, right? You were threatening fire, yeah? Leonard.
Oh yeah,
Leonard,
of course
since
he'd
you weren't
stay over there.
affected, I did make a mistake in the previous weapon fight because everyone was affected at the same time before. But if you're affected by what I'm doing now, you can provide flanking. So if Leonard goes in there, he will get flanking from Osa. Osa just doesn't get any benefit.
That
Ah.
works for me.
Yeah, but the problem is, I can't go up to him, because if he hits me, he'll most likely kill me.
You got re-raise.
Yeah, and then I'll be proned.
Don't figure
You
like
can
that.
wait until my
Yeah.
turn if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Leo.
it's at the end
Yeah.
of all of you, so feel free to change your next as you like.
Leo will wait till after Iskandar. That is if Iskandor's happy to do some sort of healing.
Oh yeah, I've got loads of MP now that you worry about it. Alrighty. So, you can do a full round of the Swift? Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Normally. So, the first thing is Curager, just flat out. So that'll. I mean, I'll just put it on there. We all know what it does, but it gets rid of your status effects and heals you for 200 HP.
I might be too far away for that.
No, you're not.
No,
Assuming you're not raging.
I
He
am.
is too far away.
85 feet.
I figured.
30 foot apart from allies.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I would have had to roll will save anyway, but like,
Oh, I somehow have more health than I have in. Okay. And the second question is, so bestow curse greater says it's a penalty to ability scores. I take it that would count as damage or drain.
What?
So if I was to impose a penalty on an ability score on Wrath, would that count as damage or drain that he's immune to, or is that something that will bypass it?
Since he has immunity to both damage and drain, I think it would encompass that as well.
That's fine.
It's probably tied into one of them, but that's a really weird case because it's a curse. So I'd say he's immune to that.
Okay. I'm pretty sure he's immune to paralysis as well. Let me check his beats.
yep, paralyzed.
Alright, I was going to try and do something cool, but that ain't going to work.
As for Kiraja, it only gets rid of the second they're still shaken.
Oh yeah, in that case, I will click and cast Fearna on them to get rid of the fear.
Fiona is a single target, isn't it?
It is a 30 foot, I'm pretty sure. Let me check.
So no, yeah, the Pathfinder version is different than ours.
Oh no, sorry, it is single target. I apologise. Yes. In that case, fuck you. He's staying scared. I will cast Gale Spikes on Leo because he's going to run in a minute.
Yeah,
That's
I am.
Great. So, that's what it does.
So that's every time he hits me, yeah?
Anytime he connects with a hit with you, you deal 5d6 retaliation.
Good to know.
And I will 5 foot step back. That way.
Alrighty.
And that's it for me.
Leonard.
Now feeling a lot more healthier, is willing to walk up. Well, not walk up, but run up, but not charge. And as a Swift, he's also going to activate his Aurora. And we'll, yeah, move up.
Big Lad shall attack opportunity use. You do so.
I do need to check, though, actually. Oh, yeah, I've got haste, yeah.
To make sure that deflection is not stacking with the other deflection you have.
Nope, it's not.
Alrighty.
Just takes the higher bonus.
Big Lad will hit you for 75.
He will take 5d6 win. Yikes.
He takes nothing.
Yeah. How much damage did you say?
7-5.
Thank you. and he will attack. You say I provide flanking, yeah?
I give you flanking, so you get the flanking bonus.
You just got hit, so you no longer get flanking either.
Oh,
Never mind.
well, either way, it doesn't matter.
So currently, no one has flanking.
All right. Well, I'll take that.
Well.
Well, indeed. And although he is immune to stunning, he's not immune to staggering. Is that correct?
He is, however, ignoring that crit.
You prick. Try to think of a worse word. Well, nicer word, but it's just came out like that.
That's fine. This isn't an ability most enemies are going to have, it's just the weapons have similar things.
Yeah, well, that's me.
Alrighty.
I remembered this ages ago. I haven't actually got it written in there, but when I hit a crit, all terrain around me 5 foot from me is considered difficult terrain. Whether that affects him or
Everyone
not
is flying.
up to you.
Oh no, he is
I'm
flying.
fine.
You guys aren't, apparently.
He is flying. Well, I never knew
Well, he's
that.
hovering.
We're flying. We're hovering. We have the fly thing.
His Condor didn't cast it. Nope, he said.
Never mind. Oh, well, difficult terrain doesn't affect him anyway, so never mind.
I'm going to assume you can decide not to do difficult terrain.
Yeah, I can decide.
Yeah, so it's
So,
up to you if you
to
want
which
to
I-
difficult terrain yourself.
Yeah, to which I won't.
Okay. But yeah, he is hovering, I should have said, when he moved.
Yep, that's me done.
Joseph.
I'm not sure if I'd be able to stand where I want to stand, so I'm not sure if I want to go there.
That boulder is blocking.
Right here.
If you want to go into the squares here, you would be fine, I would say.
That is where I would be trying to go. Okay, I will try to move there.
Big boy will attack opportunity.
Yep.
He is going to hit you for 79.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm going to use my standard action to feint so that other people can hit him easier. Hopefully.
I'm waiting for his plus, 40 ranks into sense motive.
Well, he has 40 hit dice, so the max skill rank is 40.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Just checking which one would be higher.
Oh, yeah, if he's got full BAB, that's 40 BAB right there.
Yes, he is fainted.
Yes!
Oh,
Nice.
That's it for me right now.
Lovely.
Osa.
nice.
He's gonna frenzy.
Just dropped his
Because-
AC by
ouch.
5 for you guys.
Because he likes doing weird stuff, I'm just gonna full attack him.
I dare you call him weird.
Didn't say that. I had said he does weird stuff.
He's going to take offense to this. You're now the prime target.
Come at me.
Yes, come at the person that
We could
just
add
literally
them
can't die.
to the collection.
I can die, but it's more difficult now. Hopefully. Don't get any buffs.
Surely there's a point where there's literally, they just slash up so much there's nothing left.
If you were using massive damage rules, yes. Which at this point, everyone's going to be doing massive damage rolls because it's a 50 damage hit that includes that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not using it because they're stupid. And since we go to 25, it's always going to happen, so we're not using it.
Okay, this is the first time I've seen. Okay, these full attacks are getting a bit ridiculous now.
I haven't even done mine yet. Stop it.
Yes, you have. We saw it last time.
No, I haven't done my macro one.
Well, clearly he can't get crit, so rip that damage.
Yeah.
That crit will work.
Ooh.
What? Oh, wait. It's a natural 20.
Mischance, also.
Well, either mischance or it's a natural 20. Wait, does that have mischance?
You don't know.
Big lad. Your crit hit, it just didn't, it wasn't a critical hit. Whereas Osa's did critical
It's a natural
effect.
20, yeah.
Well, no, the natural 20 is only to actually hit the target. It doesn't make the crit any more likely to go through.
Well, I'm just more asking if it has mischance, then I need to change my feats.
As far as people can see, it doesn't have mischance, no.
Right, that's alright then.
Osa had 4 weapon hits.
Okay.
I can take my thief opportunist attack now, yes?
Do you need to be adjacent to the target?
Let me
Yeah,
look it up.
so it would be a breach.
Yeah, but that's not adjacent.
True.
Attack against an opponent who's been struggling damage in melee, but of character. Doesn't say anything about adjacency, so yeah, you could. Because you have reach with legendary proportions, do you not?
Do we?
I believe we discussed
You
this last
don't.
time.
Yeah, I don't think it gives us reach.
No,
It does
you're right.
not.
We spoke about this last time.
Oh, I thought we... Okay.
If the
Well,
spell
then-
doesn't say you get it, then you don't.
Okay. Alright, well, I guess I can't then. I need Osa to move.
I will step up.
There we go.
Too late now. But
Not
yes.
gonna help me now, but...
Alrighty. Is that Osa done?
Yep.
Okay, everyone can flank yet again.
So I was just checking my distance.
I think it's not allowed. Weapon Boyo's gonna let out with his sword. I get a fucking fumble again. It's my 4th fumble.
I guess who?
It's going against Joseph.
Rude.
But he attempted to attack your ally, you get your thing, right?
I think his adjacency is.
And you need to be flanking. And you're not because you're not adjacent. I think. I'm pretty sure.
So I know we have a lot of adjacency things
Yeah.
going on.
And a creature flanked, and because we don't have reach, you're not technically flanking.
Joseph hasn't done. Joseph doesn't have anything for crits, does he?
No.
Okay. Joseph, you're going to get hit twice for a 2-4-4.
And is this affected by DR?
Only /dash.
which I don't have, so I am dead.
You are re-raised.
You're not dead, you're minus 10.
Oh,
It's
that's
you
true. I guess I am.
calculate your temp HP from the greater heroism.
Yeah, is that
Oh, I did not have greater heroism. What's the temp HP for that?
20.
Okay, so I'm at 10 hit points. Yeah, 10 hit
Leonard
points.
suddenly heals 20 HP after remembering that.
You're welcome.
Like a cut on his face just goes, wee! Like, disappears.
Though it's probably a bad thing that you have temp health because he has his third attack on you instead then.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
In
we
which
start.
case you will die, so you get re-braced.
Re-raise is
One
one
HP.
hit point.
You need the sound now. Need healing!
Should I just change my character art to like Mercy?
Your health is low. Do you have any potions or food?
God, is that
Yes,
you?
mercy.
Is that you?
You get health equal to your hit dice at 20.
Oh, it said 1 in the status effect.
The status effect
Yeah,
is...
re-raise effect.
I have it in one of my pages here. Here we go. Re-raise.
I'm not trying to do.
Oh, yeah. 1 HP. Alright. You're set to 1 HP. I was just going off of what Raze did. Okay. And no negs because you have Deathward.
Yep.
And as you are technically felled, the weapon of wrath will be sheathed in a orange flame. As he looks at Osa. Osa, what is your bonus to bluff?
Not a whole lot.
Not high.
5.
Okay.
I am an open book.
Okay. So, he can see all of your pools and resources. What do you have besides Rage and Frenzy that has a pool or a resource?
Think those are my only things. Limit break.
Limit
Yeah.
Break wouldn't be enough. Limit Break is not really a pool.
There. Rage and frenzy.
Alrighty.
I guess combat reflexes.
That's not a pool or resource either.
All right. Well,
He can't attack your combat reflexes.
rage and frenzy.
Okay, he is going to cut into your very being as you feel your sense of anger start to lessen. And I need you to give me a will save, please.
Oh boy, I'm gonna use another
Grand Destiny.
Grand Destiny. Yep.
Yeah, do destiny. Let's go.
We're probably not enough. We'll see.
I don't know, that laundry list of rage-based buffs, you might be alright.
I mean, it's mostly against magic, but we'll see.
It might be enfeebling. I don't know.
It might be. Might send enfeebling spells.
Okay. He cuts into your rage pool, and your rage pool is reduced by a quarter of your maximum.
Okay. Let me do math. Minus 12. Alright.
Ouch.
I have a lot left. I'm fine.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, that cuts it out of your maximum, not out of your current. So
Yeah.
it's just going to be a flat 12 every time.
It's
Yeah.
always going to be a flat 12, so 4 times and she's at 0, or less. You can't really go
Yeah.
into negative rage. But...
True.
At that point, does your stat
Yeah.
boost reverse and you get -8s?
Sounds good to me, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you, Iskandor.
Ugh. No.
No, eventually it just reverses. So when she goes into negative, it actually just pluses her rage bonus back.
We're not doing an underflow.
Yeah.
And with that, he is going to 5 step upwards.
How dare you?
I really don't know anything about that because he's still within our.
He's still within the reach, yeah.
Yeah.
Or friend
Alright.
area, same thing.
I was going to say, like, can we just step up and strike regardless?
No.
Ah.
Iskandor.
Alright. Gonna use my 7th use of magic big boy maneuvers and full cure Joseph from here. Just quicken. Which, you know what it does. I can roll it for you if you want.
No.
Alright. And then, I'm going to do something I never do, which is Arcane Hypothesis, because I want to do some damage for once.
Hey! The black mage is coming out.
Okay, it's got a lot of wording. Long story short, I'm shooting it with Arbor, and it gains meta magic. I'll roll it for you because it's got a lot of fucking text.
Does it fill the whole screen though?
It will do.
Ah, the scroll wheel.
And I can amend it by, I believe it's my spell level. Yeah, 3 levels.
Just gonna read that on the website because I hate
Yeah.
reading those text boxes.
You're better off doing it. Long story short, what will happen is apocalyptic.
So you roll a d100 and you choose one of the two?
Yeah.
Oh, they're both apocalyptic, so third choice.
If it's, I think it's in there that if it's apocalyptic and it can't apply to the spell, you have to re-roll it. But let me just double check. Yeah, if the resulting meta magic can't be applied to the spell, it must be rolled again until it can.
You say you're using this for your staff?
No, Arbor, the spell.
Oh, Arbor, yeah, okay.
Can Arbor be apocalyptic? I'm pretty sure that's AoE.
I wish these things were linked so I don't have to bloody search for them. Alright, apocalyptic. You alter a spell with an area of effect and a duration of it's instantaneous. So it needs to be an AoE.
Nope. Alrighty.
1d100.
Do I need to do that twice, or do you want me to just do it the once? Because they're both apocalyptic.
Just do it the once, I'd say.
Alright, I can amend it up to my level. It's still
Apocalyptic!
77, which is...
Maximize, but very
Maximize.
close to empower if you want that instead.
Nope, we'll go to maximize. So... I'm just gonna roll the art ball then, that's fine. Do you want me to do the damage now?
How much can you adjust by? Your level?
It's by level.
So you can adjust up to 20.
You can adjust it to 3 by your level that's in there somewhere. I think it's a third level adjustment. Yeah, you can increase or decrease to 3 points per 2 skull levels after first. So at the moment it's by 20.
So you can either make it
Alright.
empower or widen.
This was that the re-rolls, if you can adjust it to be a different number, you have to take that one, but you didn't. You were nowhere close, so yeah, 77's fine.
Yeah, if it was close enough that I could do another one, I'd have to pick extended or
Mhm.
whatever it was. Alrighty, let's go. It will be maximized, so I might just have to do that.
Oh!
As you shoot the arbor through the air, the weapon of wrath will cut through the air at the projectile and cut through said projectile, and it's destroyed.
Why do you do this to me?
I was just about to say that.
The one
Told you,
time.
he's a martial guy. It's a very martial feat.
I rolled attack in 8 sessions. God fucking hell. Would have been impressive. Alright, never mind. I'm done.
Hey, the
That's
other
just
guys
sad,
didn't
man.
have whatever this guy has, so...
Fuck's sake, that would have been so much damage. Alright.
It would have been. I'm sorry, but I had to do it to you.
You didn't know. You wanted to, and you had enjoyment out of doing it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get to use this on one of my other characters, on the other enemies, so he finally gets to use it.
Alright, I'm done.
Not
Alright.
our fault, our archmage is basically a white mage. So is he like the previous weapons where like he had to hit you each turn to deny your flanking, or is our flanking back now?
He needs to hit you each turn, so anyone who can't be doing flanking is Joseph right now. And, actually, let me double check for Osa.
It's like that isn't hitting me because he didn't deal damage to me.
Yeah,
you
checking...
cut through your pool.
Oh, no, I searched the wrong thing. I'm looking for FFD20, but this is a Pathfinder thing.
Just out of interest.
He has to hit you with a melee attack, so Osa is fine.
Okay, Leonard is just gonna...
So, if it was a maximised spell, would that maximise the crit damage or do you have to still roll it?
That's a good question. It didn't occur, so I think you still have to roll for the crit damage because maximize is just for the main spell, but it's
Oh.
weird.
One day, maybe.
When it comes up, we'll search for it.
Leonard is gonna slightly look at Osa and just have a massive smile on his face as he finally gets to hit this thing.
I was just dead focus on the weapon in front of her.
And remember to +8 to all attacks and all damages.
Just give yourself a buff.
Because it's in a macro.
You not have the thing comes up saying plus bonus?
Not yet. But that would be good to have. I'll remember that for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Crit confirm.
I mean, I really hope it
First
does.
To hit, let's check for the crits. The crit does not confirm.
Ah!
Okay. Oh yeah, +8. Okay. That one will also hit then.
And remember, he's still
Okay.
flat-footed for all these.
Oh yeah, he was fainted.
Well, the fumble's not going to hit him regardless. Well, all of those will hit except the fumble. And with your haste attack, you see that he is about to falter. And then a magical light will go over him as he is put to full health.
You better get up and give him a slap.
Leonard has basically got like a huge smile, and then seeing this happen, he just like drops his jaw.
Just what?
He's just like, he has my ability, but I can't heal full yet.
How dare you have what I have, but better.
He's got 40 hit die, I'll let him off.
Alright. Is that it from Leonard?
That is it from Leonard.
Alrighty. Joseph.
Alright, so I do have
You're
materia.
full health, by the way.
I'm full health from what?
Yeah, I gave you.
Iskandor's full cure.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I missed it.
You also did
Yeah.
type it in chat.
I didn't forget about you.
Okay, so that sucks because I was gonna use my swift action to use my limit break, but that's not possible now. So
I mean, I could not heal you if you
no,
want.
that's fine.
I feel like this thing
Standing
would
up
have
for me
seen
is a free
Invisibility.
action that does not provoke, so I'm going to stand up.
Stand 5 foot, clank. Let's go.
I'm going to 5-foot step. I'm
Yes.
going to feint. I think. No, wait. Yeah, I can't receive flanking benefits right now, right?
True.
Correct.
So I will feint again, and then I will attempt to hit him. That's
Yes,
not
I
gonna
know.
feint him.
Do you have a hero point?
No.
Do I have a hero point?
What about those profanic fate controls? Those are still in this game, yeah?
Yeah. Like, give me a few levels when I turn high. We'll get them there. No, I don't.
Just join the Wrath weapon. He already looks like the devil, so.
Seems amenable. But no, I haven't got any, sorry.
Well, that will definitely fail.
I'll just take one attack. Oh my god, are you
God,
serious?
2 balls in a row? Yeesh. I mean, at least they're out of the way.
Alrighty, so I think that's it from you.
Yep.
Oh, sir.
Gonna follow Leonard's lead and full attack this thing. Already went down once, we can do it again.
And now I
Flanking.
should be able to get my opportunist attack this time, correct?
Yeah.
Yep,
Because that
because
doesn't
you're
have
within
anything
reach.
to do with flanking.
Okay, one of those crits don't confirm.
He is no longer flat-footed.
Oh no.
If one of those crits hit, let me know.
The first one doesn't because it fumbles. And the second one doesn't either. So no crits.
I'm gonna start a notification or something.
Excuse me.
But we won't know.
All of your attacks will hit.
Nice.
As for Joseph also gets a hit, but you are not flanking, so you don't get the sneak.
Yep.
Alrighty. Is that it for Mosa?
Yep.
He shall full attack. It's time to be going down a line. Does Osa do anything for allies being attacked?
Yeah. I get an attack opportunity. As do they. Yes, we're all flanking now.
Alrighty. So he's attacking Joseph. So you two will get a attack opportunity. Oh, Joseph, sorry. Leonard. You start with Leonard first.
Oh, you said that and I've already rolled it.
Remember them spikes, boyo.
Just if it hits.
I mean,
I know it will, but I'm just saying. My fumble.
I love how it's.
You love how it's what? You broke up.
I was just saying, I love how it's like the enemy attacks and everyone hits him, like immediately.
That's what we do. When we are allowed to, at least.
Okay, you will both hit. Leo, you are hit for 81.
I'm assuming no longer flanking.
You're no longer flanking that.
Spikes.
Yep, roll for spikes, and then he is going to hit Joseph next. So, Osa, you get an attack if you have more.
13 win.
My rings are
13.
doing their best.
They're trying real hard.
Yep,
It's so
trying
hard.
real hard. That definitely hits. Joseph, you are hit for 146, which was another crit. Then one is going on to Osa, so nobody can attack. Osa takes 153. That was another crit. Then another attack into Leonard at the end. And again, it's another crit. Leonard will take 159.
You're a pain. Let me just see if that knocks me unconscious or kills me, because otherwise it's the difference between I'm unconscious or I'm raised.
I think that goes past all this DR.
Goes past any DR except slash dash.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, that only by 1 it goes past it. So I'm re-raised to full health.
Is it full health with your materia?
Yep.
Is it that high level now?
Which
Yep.
one happens first, the materia or the
Oh
heroes?
wait, yeah. Which one happens first?
Well, I'd say since it has a duration as the most recent, the re-raise will go first.
Then I'm healed to 1. Fuck's sake.
I'll fix that. It's fine.
The wrap weapon is then going to shine with orange light again, and it's cutting
No, you won't.
into Osa. Osa, give me a will save, please.
We'll save.
Oh, I thought he was going to teleport.
Here, I'm gonna use another Grand Destiny.
Yeah, you got it.
I
Welcome, what we got?
have 1 left after this one.
Why did I fix every shadow damage spells?
I roll it. Did the power cards break?
Somebody broke the power cards, it looked like. So I just tried mine. Let me reset those. There was an infinite loop detected. Alrighty, good to go.
Alright. Holding Linkers.
that'd be 38.
No, that's
Yeah.
in. Plus 4 is
Okay.
in there.
Your rage is reduced by a quarter of the max again, so 12.
Another 12. I'm not low enough to limit break.
Mm. He is then going to use his swift because he actually has it this turn. Does Iskandor have SR?
No, not yet.
Okay, then I just need to make a different roll. Righty. The wrap weapon goes into thin lines of wind as he shall teleport. He appears here.
Alright.
One second as I update his cooldowns. Alrighty. Iskandor.
Alright, same trick again. Grab bend, quicken. This is the. Yep, so that's a 4 uses to that Archmage ability. I'm going to whip myself over here. Does he follow?
Let's have a look, see. Where would he have to be the following? Just gonna move him for now just so I can see where he would be. No, he's gonna stay where he is.
In that case, I will. I don't like it. Spell Energize, this is the only one I can do a day. I know, wait, I lied. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cast Curager because I realise that I don't have any other AoE units. So, yeah, Curager. So, just 200 health. I need a save from Osa. Why?
I have no answer for you.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Honestly, I'm fine with this. Because I want to limit break. Before I lose all my rage.
There's the phone in that.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Alrighty.
Not giving me the satisfaction of cutting my magic out the area.
I can't possibly do that any more times, can I? Depends if you know what he's using.
I think I know what he's using, if it's the feat, but I'm not going to metagame that.
Thank you. Leonard.
Leonard will stand up, I guess. And see if there's anything he can do. I don't actually know the range. Wow, my page is so slow now.
Have you got my spells?
I think the buffs have definitely slowed down my sheet.
Yeah, sorry about that. I won't cast them next time, that's fine.
I think these are all 30 foot, so I don't think I can do them. Yeah, they're all 30 feet. No, I can't do any. Well, I can run up to him, but I'm not going to be the first one to do that. So Leonard will just prepare an attack if he comes near.
So you're just readying an attack. Alrighty. Joseph.
I don't think I got anything I can actually do. I'm just gonna sit back here by Escandor and ready to attack if anything comes within range of him.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I can teleport you next to him next turn and then run away.
That would be fine.
So you're moving there and also readying, yeah?
Yep. Maintaining my mark on him. That's all I can do.
Osa.
You have to charge. Fine, let's charge. That's fun. Do I have to charge? Hang on. No, I don't have to charge. I know how things work. I'm gonna move up here.
You're not flying, correct?
Nope.
Alrighty. He shall attack opportunity. Well, I don't need to ask. Your trips. Yeah.
I'm gonna stand up.
He shall attack opportunity to you as you stand up.
Uh-huh.
And surprise, surprise, he crits. His other attacks were fumbles, so get my bad rolls out when I don't need them. He'll hit you for 162.
Put on cast regen on Osa before she rages, like any time.
I mean, I acted first this fight, so... Sure. I'm gonna limit break. I can't do anything with it this turn, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Alrighty. You go to big boy Wrath, and we'll answer your question now, Jester. Do you have to go now? Or
Yeah, pretty
relatively
much.
soon? Okay. Then we can stop here as it goes back to Wrath, since Jester's to go.
Sorry.
And we'll have to see if this big guy is defeated in 2 weeks.